but it's not always about you. It's sometimes you have to be a team player. And the best thing for our athletic department, being the team, is uh, we don't have the money here to compete in the other sports, uh, like the Big 12 schools. It's kind of like going to a kennel. In 1997, when they started, I think that was the year when they started the Big 12, they picked 4 Texas schools. So you had all these little puppies in a kennel. They picked this one, they picked this one, they picked this one, they picked this one. Well, we weren't picked. So the only reason we're not where these other schools are financially, and therefore in the Big 12, we didn't get picked that day. Mm-hmm. And because we didn't get picked, we got picked by somebody else. So it's not about, well, you guys are far ahead of us. Well, you have the resources of what, from 1997 to 2023, the media rights deal that the Big 12 provides their member institutions. They get that money every year, and they can invest it, and they put it into their facilities. And there's great athletic directors in the Big 12, and they know what they're doing. They have a plan. So, we're just so far behind when it comes to that. So we're not going into this league on a level playing field. We're far behind in a lot of ways. I heard Dana say something about that, and he's exactly right. There's a big difference in the resources that Dana is working with versus the resources that, say, TCU or Kansas State. It'll take a while to get there. So there's a lot of excitement about going to the Big 12. And everybody's optimistic, but we know how tough it's going to be these first few years, and that's why I'm always pushing for facilities. You can't stand still. That's not what it is. I've coached in the Pac-12. I've coached in the Big 10. I've coached in the Big 12. I know how those people operate. One of the things that my athletic director at Oklahoma did just about every year when the season ended and we have our postseason meetings was, what do we need to do? What do you think we need to make the program better? And I know he's going to ask me that question, so I'd make notes during the course of the year. And I said, this is what I'd like to do. 2 things this off season. So every off season, I'm always pushing for something. This our second floor renovations. My daughter Lauren spearheads that. She's the liaison between that group and us, and I sit in all the meetings. And I'm not big on picking out the carpet. I'm not big on what color the slate is. I don't really care about any of that stuff. But there are certain things I do care about, and I want it done right. And I don't like settling. And if we're gonna move to a different zip code, then I want to look like that zip code. If kids are going to go visit that zip code's campuses and they're going to come visit our campus, I don't want them to say, there's a big difference in the people in this zip code. Y'all live on this side of the tracks and we're living on this side. No. I want to be in the same zip code. And that's why you have to keep pushing. So that renovation on the second floor is going to be critical. So we moved into this building in January of 2016. And now here we are in May of 2023. There's new stuff out there. Stuff is continually being updated. I challenge all our people, whether it's John Houston in athletic training, Alan Bishop in sports performance, Lauren in her area, Kellen, all our other coaches. Study the country. Keep your pulse on what's new. That's why I'm always looking at facility upgrades in the SEC West in football and the NBA. That's where I get my ideas, not from other colleges in basketball. SEC West, They're creative in how to spend their money. You know, like what's trending, what's new. Okay. Well, if I'm not working on that, then it ain't happening. I'm not sitting back waiting on somebody else to do it. I have to do it. And as a coach, you're the steward of your program. You know, our college, the basketball program at the University of Houston, I am the CEO. So I have my hand on the pulse of everything that transpires in this program. When I walk in this building every day, my job is to uphold the culture that I've established here and make sure everybody's doing their job the right way. Now, I do not micromanage, and I think that's why we very rarely have staff turnover.